Hello everyone, I welcome you second session. Today I continue the lesson in English for 10th standard, hero. Hero. So in the previous class we learned the newspaper report, father's opinion and Swami's opinion and his father's challenge. So here the present lesson, A Hero, is written by R.K. Narayan. So in previous class we learned about R.K. Narayan. So here he was an Indian novelist. His full name Rashipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayan. So here his works, Swami and his friends, the Bachelor of Arts, the English teacher, financial expert. So his novel, The Guide. So here R.K. Narayan received many awards and honors. So in this lesson, so the lesson Hero is written by R.K. Narayan and it is extracted from his novel Swami and his friends. So in this lesson he tells us a boy, who is the boy here? Who is the boy here? Swami. How he became a hero overnight. So here Swami, a boy was Swami was simple, innocent and uncourageous boy. So here Swami's father was lawyer and the most disciplined and authoritative person. So in the last class we learned that the newspaper reported the bravery of a village lad. He was returning home by the jungle path. He faced with a tiger. So here the paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight up the tree where he stayed half a day till some people came and killed the tiger. So after reading the newspaper, his father asked him about the report. So here Swami told his father that he must have been a very strong and grown up person, not a boy at all. But here his father did not agree. So here Swami's opinion was strength and age are important. So Swami's father did not agree. So according to his father, courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. So here Swami disputed the theory. He told his father, suppose he had all the courage with courage. He asked him what he could if a tiger should attack him, then his father challenged him. His father wished Swami that he can sleep alone in his office room that night and prove his courage. But Swami was an uncourageous boy. So yeah, he afraid to sleep alone in his father's office room. Usually he slept beside his granny in the passage. So it was his practice. So any change in the arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. Then Swami tried to divert his father's attention. First, he told about the cricket club. So here they were buying new brand new bats and balls. So here next he told him that the first of next month he would sleep alone. But here his father did not agree. So his father demanded him, you must sleep in his office room that night and prove his courage. So here, according to his father, Swami slept beside his granny. Her mother was disgraceful. So here he demanded him to sleep alone in his office room that night and prove the courage. So in the previous class lesson, today I continue the lesson A Hero. I read the lesson. Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want to hear a story?" Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, but that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leaned over and whispered, Please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me. And don't let anyone call me, even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" "Get up, Swami." said father for the second time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm, and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." "Can I have a lamp burning in the room?" "No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits." "Will you at least leave that door open?" "All right, but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school." So here, on a day, Swami's father put the challenge to Swami that he can sleep alone in his office room that night and prove his courage. You know, he was an uncourageous boy. So he was afraid to sleep alone in his father's office room. So here he tried to divert his father's mind. He told about the cricket club, and he told him the next month he would sleep alone. But his father did not agree. So he demanded him, he must sleep. So here, we see Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. So here, Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Here, tiptoe, which means walk. Walk quietly. So here, Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently. Here, rose, rise, rose, rise. First form of the word, rose, second form of the word, rise. First form of the word, rose, second form of the word, are present tense and past tense. So, rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. There, Granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? So, don't you want to hear a story?" So, yeah. His father, gloomily gazing at the newspaper, Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. There, his granny was sitting up in her bed. She remarked, if he was already feeling sleepy. So, yeah, she asked him, not he wanted to hear a story. So here his granny remarked. So here Swami made wild gesticulations. Gesticulation which means to make movements. To make movements with hands. With hands and horns. So here Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, but that good lady saw nothing. So here his father, gazing at the newspaper, he rose silently and tiptoed, which means walked quietly. So here to his bed in the passage. His granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked whether he was already feeling sleepy. So here she asked him, not he wanted to hear a story. So here Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny. Here gesticulation which means to make movements with hands and horns. So here Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, but she couldn't understand. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leaned over and whispered, please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me and don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die. He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. His granny remarked whether he was already feeling sleepy and he asked him, not he wanted to hear a story. There Swami made wild gesticulation to silence his granny, but she couldn't understand. Swami pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy? So yeah, Granny advised him not cover his face, not cover his face. Whether he was really very sleepy. Swami leaned over and whispered. Swami leaned over and whispered, please shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me and don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die. So yeah, his granny advised him not cover his face. Whether he was really very sleepy, Swami leaned over. Swami whispered to shut up and not to talk to him. So here, even if the house was on fire, if he didn't sleep at once, perhaps he should die. So he turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. So presently his father came and stood over him. Swami, get up, he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb me?" So here, Swami, upright, to sleep alone in his father's office room. So here, he was uncourageous boy. So here, he wanted to escape from his father. He rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage, and he threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. So here, presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up." His father came and stood over him and ordered him to get up. He looked like an apparition. Here, apparition, which means ghost. His father looked like a ghost to Swami. So here, he looked like an apparition. Here, apparition means a ghost in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred. Stirred, it means moved. Stirred, which means moved, and groaned as if in sleep. Groaned. Stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Again, his father ordered him to get up. Then, Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb me?" So here, Granny requested his father, why he disturbed him. Why he disturbed him. "Get up, Swami," said the father for the third time. And Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arms, and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." So yeah, Swami ordered for the third time to get up. His father didn't give up. So he wanted him to sleep alone in his office room and prove his courage. So yeah, he ordered the third time. Then Swami got up. Yet, get present tense, not past tense. So yeah, Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm. So yeah, his father rolled up his bed and took it under his arm and said, "Come with me." So here again, his father ordered him to come with him. To come with him. So here, his father ordered him to come with him. Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment. Yeah, his father demanded, his father insisted him, he must sleep alone in his office room. So yeah, his father never gave up his idea. So here, he got up, father rolled up his bed and took it under his arm. Take present tense, took past tense. First form of the word, second form of the word. So here, His father ordered him to come with him. Swami looked at Granny. Yeah, looked at, it is a phrase which means see. Look at. So here, looked at Granny hesitated for a moment and followed his father. Swami followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother. So here, his father never gave up his idea. So here, he ordered him to come with him. Swami looked at his granny, hesitated for a moment. He followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal or expression at his mother. Then she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." So here, his mother supported him. His mother supported him. She asked his father why he took him to the office room. Why he took him to the office room? He could sleep in the hall. He could sleep in the hall. So here, his mother, Swami's mother, supported him. Supported him. Why? He took him to the office room. He could sleep in the hall. "I don't think so," father said. Swami slant behind him with bowed head. But yet, his father didn't hear his mother's word. So here, Swami slunk, which means moving. Here, slink present tense. Slunk is past tense. Slink present tense, slunk past tense. So here, Swami was moving behind his father with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall." "Father," Swami pleaded, "your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." So here, Swami requested his father to sleep in the hall. Let him to sleep in the hall. Here, Swami remarked, his office room was very dusty and there might be scorpions behind his law books. Again, Swami made another attempt to escape from his father. This time he told his father that his office room was very dusty and there might be scorpions behind his law books. So here, his father stored the law books in his office room because he was a lawyer. Swami's father was a lawyer. So here, there are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like. But here, his father did not hear his words. So he told him there were no scorpions to sleep on the bench if he liked. So here his father told him to sleep on the bench. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? Again, Swami requested his father asked his father if he could have a lamp burning in the room. He could have a lamp burning in the room. No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. So here, father didn't hear his words. Didn't hear his words. So here, he requested his father that he asked his father if he would have a lamp burning in the room. His father did not hear. He told him that he must learn not to be afraid of darkness. Here, his father wanted him that he must learn not to be afraid of darkness, It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. So here, it was only a question of habit. So, his habit, he always kept beside his granny or mother in the passage. But here, his father wanted him that he must learn not to be afraid of darkness. So here, he thought that he must cultivate good habits. Here his father wanted him. His father wished that Swami must cultivate good habits. Good habits. So here, will you at least leave the door open? Here, again, Swami requested if he would at least leave the door open. So here, this time, Swami requested his father. He would at least leave the door open. All right. But promise, he won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school. So here, finally, Swami requested his father, asked his father if he would at least leave the door open. So this time his father agreed. But here, he told him he promised him that he wouldn't roll up his bed and to go to his granny's side at night. On this condition, Swami's father agreed he would leave the door open. So, if you do it, which means roll up his bed and to go to his granny's side, he would make him a laughing stock of his school. Laughing stock, an object of ridicule. So, it was his father wished him that he must cultivate good habits and he must learn not to be afraid of darkness. So here, Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger's story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy, who did not appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. Swami felt here cut off. Here, cut off which means remove. Which means remove or stop. Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He was pained and angry. Swami was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty. So he saw in his father's nature. Swami had seen the strain of cruelty in his father's nature. So here his father was most disciplined and authoritative person. So here he did not give up his idea. So here he hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. Yes, Swami hated the newspaper report. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy. Okay, he was very innocent. So here he wished that the tiger had not spared the boy. He didn't appear to be a boy after all. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, his heart beat faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. How often his chum Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end. And what about the poor Muniswami's father who spat out blood because the devil near the river's head slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night? And so on and on his thought continued. He was faint with fear. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The ticking of the clock, rustle of trees, snoring sounds, and some vague night insect summing. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. There was the instance of his old friend in the 4th class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. So here, Swami finally decided to sleep alone in his father's office room. So here, as the night advanced and silence in the house deepened, his heart beat faster. So here Swami remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he heard in his life. So here he remembered Cham. Here, which means a good friend. He remembered his Cham, which means a good friend Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end. So he remembered his friend Mani. He had seen the devil in banyan tree at his street. And he remembered another his friend Muniswami. Here his father who spat out blood because the devil near the river's head slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night. Yes, Swami, remember his friend Mani and Muni Swami. Here Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street. Here Muni Swami's father was spat out blood because the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night. So here he was faint with fear. Here a ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadow on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. All kinds of, yet he was faint with fear. So a ray of light from the street lamp strayed, which means wander. So here, and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The ticking of the clock, a rustle of trees. So here, the leaves make a sound, rustle. So here, rustle, which means sound of those leaves. So here, snoring sound and some vague night insect summing. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Swami covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. So here there was the instance of his old friend in fourth class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. So here, Swami recall his friends, Mani and Muni Swami. So here, Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end, and Muni Swami's father spat out blood because the devil slapped his cheek. So here, in the fourth class, his old friend disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. Here, all the sounds, kinds of noises reached his ears. The ticking of clock, rustle of trees, snoring sound, and some vague night insects humming. So they made him a fear. So it is today's class. So check your understanding, what you understand in today's class. So here, what do you think was the practice of Granny before she went to bed? So here she remembers Swami's Granny went to bed. Her practice to tell him the stories. So here, was Swami really sleeping or was he pretending? So it is a sum of question. Was Swami really sleeping? No. He was not really sleeping. He was pretending. So here, in today's class, how did this Swami escape from his father? So here, Swami told his father that His office room was very dusty and there may be